Good morning, YouTube. It's a beautiful morning here in Oklahoma. The sun's just coming out. And I want to try out some new Frisbees. So let's do it. So I've been a sponsored player since 2014, whenever I first got picked up by Prodigy Disc, and then ever since then I've been with Prodigy, Westside Discs, back to Prodigy, and now I'm throwing a mixed bag, and I'm repping Full Turn Discs as one of their members as well. But I have an open bag with them, and they're letting me, branch out and try other things and support other companies. And I have a buddy, Gary Simmons. Really awesome guy, and he's always like pushing discs my direction, saying, man, you need to try this, you need to try that. And he ended up giving me a stack of Discmania discs that he really wants me to try. And Discmania is a brand that got popular, like they've been around for a while, since before I started playing, but it seems like they got popular after I already got sponsored. And then I've always been good friends with like Avery Jenkins, like Nate Perkins. So I've always kept up with what they were throwing for the most part, and always asked questions whenever they threw a disc, and it was cool to see what it was doing, but never really tried them myself. So now I've got 6 of my own to try out, and we're gonna get some first impressions on these bad boys. First things first, let's just throw them on the road and see how they fly. Let's do it. All right, so it looks like I have 5 mid-ranges and 1 fairway driver. And this is the one we're going to start with. We have a disc from their Evolution line, the Origin. 5.5, -1.1. Let's give it a toss. Okay, so there's a little bit of a headwind there on that hole where that shot, and right away that disc was like, woo, see you later, into the cornfield. So I shagged that bad boy and went ahead and threw it back up the road with the tailwind, and really got to see what it would do in a tailwind, which was really nice and straight with a predictable fade at the end. I think the harder you throw it, the straighter it's going to go, obviously, in a tailwind. But then I got another rep with it into the headwind. It's kind of like a head cross coming from the right, and threw it low. Disc stood up slowly and then just drifted the whole way to the right. Didn't like shoot up in the air and just keep screaming right like it did the first time when I gave it more height. So it's pretty predictable, and it's what you expect from the numbers 5.5, 0.1, -1.1. Next up, we have the MD3. The numbers on the MD3 are 5.5, This is in the C-line plastic. Really pretty disc. I'm expecting a pretty straight flyer, but torque resistant. Let's give it a shot. Definitely more overstable than the Origin. Okay, MD3. See, whenever I see when I see Eagle or Simon, I'm not sure if Simon throws it, but I know Eagle has thrown it, and other Discmania players throw the MD3. And I always expect it to be a straighter flying disc. I've always been really surprised at how torque resistant it flew whenever they were throwing it. And right there, I understand. It's definitely like, maybe the numbers are a little off on that thing, or maybe I'm just like weak. Maybe I'm just weak. Okay. Now we have an MD4, a Metal Flake MD4. And the MD3 just kind of made me look really bad. And this thing's more overstable. I mean, 5403. So I'm expecting it to be pretty overstable. There's a little bit of road rash on this thing, but I don't think it's, maybe that's just the flashing. But either way, I'm expecting this thing to be more overstable. Let's give it a toss. It's very flat, like poured flat on top. Something's a little off here, because the MD3 I threw, I 1000% expected that flight I just got, and the MD4 I threw, I expected the opposite. So I like that MD4 though. That was a really nice flight, and it felt really good in the hand, just because it's so flat. A nice flat flight. It's kind of like a verdict. If you ever thrown a verdict, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah. All right, another mid. We have a Method. This is an Evolution line mid. I think it's comparable to the MD3, MD4 area. It's got like it's got a decent bead on it. So looks familiar. Looks like a lot of mid ranges out there. Let's give it a toss. I am slipping a little bit here and there on the gravel. That's just to be expected. But if I practice on this kind of stuff, then maybe I'll be good at it sometime. But anyways, so that was a Method, and it's like an overstable rock. Definitely like an overstable rock and like a premium plastic. Glidey, overstable. Definitely like straighter than the MD3, but more overstable than the MD4 that I threw, for reference. Okay, my last mid-range. Check out the name on this thing and the way it looks, the Mutant. 5304. That's like Justice numbers. I'm not sure what the numbers are on the Justice, but this thing has got some angles on it. And this is another one of those Evolution line discs. So I think the Evolution line are made by Latitude 64. I think. Don't take my word for it. Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championship. So another special one. Gary's the man. All right, let's throw this thing. I'm almost tempted to just swing a sidearm with this thing because it's so overstable. I can already tell. And I do throw my Justice backhand often, but I also sidearm it more. Let's do a sidearm. I'm definitely not warmed up, but I tried to put some spin on that thing and get a little bit of a push turn stall fade, and it didn't allow that like tip at all. It was like psych. So I think I get warmed up for that one. That's a heavy disc. Okay, and last up we have a Fairway Driver, the Instinct, another disc in the Evolution line. 7502. I'm a big fan of Fairway Drivers. I don't carry a ton of them, and I'm honestly looking for that perfect straight flyer for me, that hyzer flipper that I know I can start on the left side and it just works to the middle and it doesn't like drift on me. It's just predictable, nice and straight. And I like the numbers on this. It kind of reminds me of an F2. F2 is a pretty good disc. So let's try this out. exactly what I'm looking for. That disc made the bag, there's no doubt. Like, I'm putting it in the bag right now because, it's what I'm looking for. I mean, there's a fine line in a fairway driver, at least for my bag, when it comes to the trust and that instinct. Wow, I mean, save the best for last, right? That was awesome. Well, I gotta go shag some frisbees, and then I gotta get hydrated, and then I gotta hit the putting green. Worlds is in the month. We got Worlds in a month. Let's go.